Series 6 Exam Masterclass, Part 2 Section 6. Regulatory Fundamentals. 15 minutes. 6.1 The regulatory environment. Let's start by understanding the key regulators and the laws that govern your activities as a Series 6 representative. 6.1.1 Key regulators. FINRA, Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, oversees broker-dealers and registered reps, enforces rules. SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, federal regulator of securities markets. State regulators oversee securities activities within their state, blue sky laws. Department of Labor, DOL, regulates retirement accounts under ERISA. 6.1.2 Major Securities Law. Securities Act of 1933 regulates new issues, primary market. Requires registration of securities and delivery of prospectus. Securities Exchange Act of 1934 regulates secondary market trading, created the SEC, governs broker-dealers. Investment Company Act of 1940 regulates mutual funds, UITs, closed-end funds. Investment Advisors Act of 1940 regulates investment advisors. USA Patriot Act focuses on anti-money laundering, AML, and customer identification. 6.2 FINRA Rules. You must know 6.2.1 Communications with the public. FINRA Rule 2210, Retail Communication. Greater than 25 retail investors within 30 days. Must be approved by a principal before use. Correspondence. Is less than or equal to 25 retail investors within 30 days, subject to spot check. Institutional communication. Only to institutional investors, less restrictive. Key point. All communications must be fair, balanced, and not misleading. 6.2.2 Suitability. FINRA Rule 2111. You must have a reasonable basis to believe a recommendation is suitable based on customer's investment profile, age, financial situation, objectives, risk tolerance, experience, etc. 6.2.3 AML and CIP. Customer Identification Program, CIP. Must verify identity before opening an account. Suspicious Activity Reports, SAR, file within 30 days for suspicious transactions. Currency Transaction Reports, Center, file for cash transactions over $10,000. Section 7. Account Opening and Types, 10 minutes. 7.1 The new account process. When opening a new account, you must obtain and record essential information: name, address, date of birth, social security number or tax ID, employment status, income, net worth, investment objectives, risk tolerance, citizenship and residency. Verify identity. Use government-issued photo ID. Non-US persons, passport and foreign ID. Determine suitability. Match investments to clients' goals and risk tolerance. Provide disclosures. Privacy notice, SIPC coverage, business continuity plan, etc. Principal approval. A registered principal must review and approve the new account. 7.2 Types of accounts. Individual account. Owned by one person. Joint account. Owned by two or more people. Joint tenants with rights of survivorship, tenants in common. Custodial account. For minors, UGMA, UTMA. Trust account. Managed by a trustee for beneficiaries. Retirement accounts. IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, 403(b). Corporate, institutional account. For businesses or organizations. 7.3 Account Registration and Transfer. Transfer initiation. Use ACATS, Automated Customer Account Transfer Service. Transfer timeline. Must validate within 1 business day, complete transfer within 3 business days. Death of account holder. Freeze account, await instructions from executor. Section 8. Suitability and recommendations, 15 minutes. 8.1 The suitability process. When making recommendations, you must know your customer, KYC, gather and update client profile information. Understand financial goals, time horizon, risk tolerance, liquidity needs, experience, and tax status. Reasonable basis. Suitability. Understand the product well enough to determine if it's generally suitable for some investors. Customer-specific suitability. Determine if the product is suitable for this particular client. Quantitative suitability. Ensure the frequency and size of transactions are appropriate, no excessive trading. 8.2 Common suitability scenarios. Scenario 1. A 28-year-old teacher wants to save for retirement and is comfortable with risk. Recommendation. Growth mutual funds, possibly variable annuities for tax deferral. Scenario 2. A 68-year-old retiree needs income and preservation of capital. Recommendation. Bond funds, balanced funds, or money market funds. Scenario 3. A client says they need access to their money in 6 months. Recommendation. Money market funds or short-term bond funds. Avoid variable annuities or funds with surrender charges. 8.3 Unsuitable recommendations, red flags. Recommending high-fee products when lower-cost options are available. Suggesting illiquid products to clients needing liquidity. Excessive switching between funds, churning. Ignoring breakpoints or failing to disclose them. 8.4 Documenting suitability. Always document the rationale for your recommendations. Keep records of client communications and disclosures. Section 9. Anti-money laundering, AML, and privacy rules, 10 minutes. 9.1 AML program requirements. Written AML program. Every firm must have one, approved by senior management. Annual independent testing. AML program must be independently tested each year. Ongoing training. All registered reps must receive AML training. 9.2 Red flags for money laundering. Reluctance to provide identifying information. Large or frequent cash transactions. Unusual wire transfers, especially to, from high-risk countries. Structuring transactions to avoid reporting thresholds. 9.3 Reporting requirement. Suspicious activity report, SAR, file within 30 days of detecting suspicious activity. Currency transaction report, Center, file for cash transactions over $10,000. 9.4 Privacy rules, Regulation SP, initial and annual privacy notices, must be provided to customers. Opt-out right. Customers can opt out of sharing non-public personal information with non-affiliates. Safeguarding information. Firms must protect customer data from unauthorized access. Section 10. Practice questions and review. 5 minutes. Let's reinforce what you've learned with some practice questions. Question 1. Which law requires mutual funds to register with the SEC and provide a prospectus? A. Securities Act of 1933. B. Securities Exchange Act of 1934. C. Investment Company Act of 1940. D. USA Patriot Act. Correct answer. C. Investment Company Act of 1940. Question 2. What must a registered representative do before making a recommendation? A. Review the client's tax return. B. Determine the client's investment objectives and risk tolerance. C. Guarantee a profit. D. Open a margin account. Correct answer. B. Determine the client's investment objectives and risk tolerance. Question 3. A client deposits $15,000 in cash. What must you do? A. File a SAR. B. File a Center. C. Refuse the deposit. D. Do nothing. Correct answer. B. File a Center. Question 4. What is required under Regulation SP? A. Annual privacy notice. B. Annual suitability review. C. Annual AML training. D. Annual account statement. Correct answer. A. Annual privacy notice. Closing for Part 2. Great job. You've now mastered the regulatory basics, account opening, suitability, AML, and privacy rules. These are not only crucial for the exam but also form the ethical foundation of your career.